Infinite Couch.
Welcome to Infinite Couch. I'm Ian.
And I'm Caleb.
And we're playing The Bouncer, which is a PS2 launch title. A lot of people don't know about it, but if you do know about it, props to you, because this game's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's a kind of a niche title. You know, not a whole lot of people know about it.
Not a lot of people get launch titles. Because
Yeah.
usually, once a console comes out, they wait so it gets cheaper. But we were fortunate enough to play this on, Christmas or something.
Yeah, you were pretty little, and I wasn't too sure about the game when I first got it, but then I realized it was Square before they became Square Enix.
Yeah. And they were
Yeah.
pushing the boundaries and seeing what the PS2 could do, which turned out to be a whole lot. So let's get this thing started up. You're gonna
Right. Yeah, no problem.
letting Caleb take the reins here. Yeah.
Yeah, this is nostalgic for me.
So basically, the Bouncer is like movie quality stuff.
Or at least certainly like anime, you know.
Yeah, like an anime movie. But the thing is, you're basically playing through a short. The game length isn't that long, but there's a lot of replayability in that you have 3 main characters to pick from, and you can pick whichever one you're gonna play during any battle, and that will change the things that you hear, the lines of dialogue, and the perspective of the story that you're actually viewing it from.
Yeah, that was a really cool thing about it, was that it was such a short game, but the replayability to actually get each character's perspective, ultimately when you put it all together, it gave this bigger picture there's no way you'd be able to see without, playing it a few times.
Right. And then there's also a versus mode that you would get all the characters that you would play against and as in the story mode. You can play as them in the versus mode against your friends and stuff. You'd also fight in the survival mode and see how long you could fight as all the characters that you unlocked. It's pretty rad.
I never really messed with the other stuff too much.
We kind of fooled around in the versus mode, but story mode is basically the whole reason you play the game, for sure. And as a forewarning, basically, this is when ragdoll physics were really getting pushed out there, and it was right before it got really commonplace, but this is one of the games where it seems like it was tested in.
Yeah, for the time, it seemed really surprising to me, especially this opening fight scene we're about to get to.
Yeah. After all this introductions, anime-as Ghost in the Shell stuff.
See, this stuff made me think of Ghost in the Shell.
The music.
The music,
sure.
Yeah, definitely. I always thought of this as like a Final Fantasy beat 'em up.
Oh, that's basically what it is.
Yeah, from after 7, and yeah, it's beautiful.
It was a great time.
Yeah, I mean, just I don't know.
Good.
Seven was my favorite Final Fantasy game, and I always felt like this was up there with my favorite titles. Especially.
Yeah, it's a really obscure game at that too. But it's a good time. It's definitely one of my favorite PS2 games, but I don't really hear anybody talk about it too much.
Yeah, I don't know, but I guess that's part of the charm for it, at least for me, is, it's one of those hidden gems.
Feel like a hipster.
Yeah, my inner gamer hipster.
I played it before it was... it never was popular.
Yeah. Don't judge me.
So basically you have these ninja guys just showing up. I guess you'd call them ninjas. That's kind of the aesthetic
They're corporate ninjas.
Corporate ninjas. And, yeah, they're out there to steal your girl.
Yeah, at first I was like, what the fuck is happening?
But it was cool nonetheless.
It really was. It
It's
got me
I don't know what's
invested.
going on.
I have no idea what's happening, but I'm okay with that.
For the CG, for a video game, is also mind-blowing for cutscenes to look this good.
Oh yeah, I think this is what, 2000, 2001?
Yeah, and nothing really was out there like this, considering there was a launch title. There is Kengo, Master Bushido, there is Kessen, which is that first real-time strategy game on like a console.
Volt.
Or for
Volt.
PS2. Volt Kruger.
But yes.
Yeah, so like this stuff blew my mind, and like now this looks kind of primitive, but it still looks good.
It's not bad.
Especially when it's like as stylized as it is. Like the more realistic stuff, quote unquote, looks like really like blocky. But like stuff that is like really stylish like this, like in game and in the cutscenes, like it looked pretty good.
There's a timelessness to it, really. I can pick this up and not judge it so harshly on its.
Oh yeah, no, but that's the thing about like Square games is like they always stand the test of time, either like in their like graphically just ahead of the curve, like in FF7 even, like it's like cartoony and stylized and blocky, but like the fight scenes are like beautifully rendered, and
they really are.
It still looks great.
And honestly, when I patched it with more up-to-date graphics, I felt like it kind of took away something from it.
There's also the nostalgia of it. I feel like you kind of appreciate the older look of it, because that's what you've spent like hours and days already into. Months.
Yes, months.
I still need to play through FF7. I haven't done that yet, but
really
I have it on my Vita.
Changed my life.
I'll be checking it out. So these are our main characters. You have Dominique, who's the girl. Sion is the dude right there in the chair, being a cool guy.
He's the prodigy, but only in martial arts and not style.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have Ko, which is the tribal tattooed guy, and then you have Volt Kruger right there walking up the stairs.
Yeah.
I know.
And this stuff is really cool for us too, like to see in a video game, is all the tattooed guys.
Oh yeah, especially back then.
Yeah.
Started that giant brawl fest.
All the tattoos.
Then that means today's your first anniversary as a bouncer.
Body modification.
Dog Street. I guess, is that the bar? Dog Street is the
Dog
bar?
Street. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But he also wears like Dog Street clothing.
Yeah, they have.
I remember reading
clothing.
the manual, and that was like one of the things. There's like all this stuff that you don't really get.
They've got
like,
merchandise.
Yeah.
And Volt has red eyes.
Alright, so we're doing an all Volt playthrough, I guess, is what we're talking about.
Yes.
The Mikado Special Forces.
Because Volt is cool.
Alright, and I've completely
And
forgotten how to
also,
play.
alright, so like, I think
Alright, I'll figure it out.
circle is like your big show off
okay,
move.
that's right.
And the other buttons you hit. R1 is to block, R2 is to taunt, because that's always fun. And I don't know what the other buttons do, but basically combining directions with the different attacks, you do kind of different stuff. I was messing around with the survival mode before we started recording. So as you can see, the ragdoll physics in action there.
It's all over the place.
It kind of makes it really organic, though. That's
yeah.
It was kind of showing off like how fluid you can make things. And this is just a really fun beat 'em up.
It is. And
It's really
you know,
different.
once you start leveling them up, and
Yeah, then it feels more like you're like a more conventional badass beat 'em up. When you start out and nobody's leveled up and you haven't played through a
It's
couple
clunky.
times,
It's a
it
little clunky.
feels a bit stiff. But it's okay. There's a curve there. There's RPG elements in this, folks.
that's right. I was really impressed with how they tied that together in an action title like this.
Look at that fucking car. It's pretty sick. I don't think I've ever seen from this angle.
I don't think
This
so
is like
either.
really unfamiliar to me.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, there's one more guy. There you go. Hammer fists.
Step on you.
I step on you. I walk all over you. These boots, they were made for walking.
And that's what they do.
Alright, so this is the RPG level up screen. Eventually you can unlock moves, which is all the gray tech stuff, and everything else is just stats. Yeah. Volt's already got pretty good life and stuff.
Yeah, so we're just gonna buff him up and then
All the powers and speeds.
yeah. 'Cause that's what's important.
That's what's important, guys. Your powers and
You
your
weren't
speeds.
after me.
Oh!
Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Yep. This guy.
They're here to steal your girl.
After all that business.
Wow, that would suck. Get
Yeah.
kicked down on the first floor.
They can handle it.
Dominique!
It's too early in the game for that shit, son.
You don't know how to play yet?
Plot devices.
Oh. Gotta get the girl back.
Yep.
The bouncer!
And the game has started.
It's so stylish, man.
It's
I love
great.
it so much.
It's great.
I still haven't seen anything fucking like this.
No.
Like, certainly not a beat 'em up with, like, such a well-executed, like, cinematic, I don't know, feel to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Dog Street.
Who are they?
I love the voice acting in this. I think Steve Blum does the voice of,
Ko. Yeah.
You're awfully well informed.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Anime as fuck.
I don't know who does Volt, though.
He does a good job. Everybody does a great job.
I've got connections.
Good job,
Let me look
everybody.
into it
All you
first.
voice actors out there.
Yeah.
See, if you play as Ko in this part, you can hear the other side of the conversation,
I need
which
you
is
to
pretty
check on
cool.
something for me.
But,
Yeah, I need to get
you know,
into
as,
Mikado
because we
fast.
just played Volt, we can't hear the other side of the line. But it's like
Look, I'm
little
in a hurry.
details like that that really mix it up and kind of fill you in on all the details of
Yeah, thanks.
this universe and this story. There's a reason why you play again. So you play as Ko, if you didn't initially, and hear the side of this conversation. It's a good
Great.
time.
What time?
It's great. Good job, Square. I love you.
And it's not just
Gotcha.
that either.
Take it
They
off
have, like,
now.
multiple paths you can pick in certain
Oh yeah,
areas,
like
and-
Thanks. I owe
we'll
you
see
one.
later, and I'll point it
There's a
out
Special train at the central station.
when we
headed
get
for
there.
Mikado.
But depending on who you play as,
Half an
you
hour.
see different characters
then.
and
We don't
different
have much
parts of the
time.
story. Right now, it's pretty simplistic in the differences, and it's very minor.
Looks like he's
And
got a
then
hard
later on
outfit,
in the game, it kind of mixes
especially
it
when
all
it comes
up
to
as
that.
far as like parts of the
kidding.
stories that you actually get to see.
Yeah. The ending, if I recall, is pretty much the same, but these cut sequences are actually pertaining to whoever you picked for the last match.
Yeah, little
so you
bits
get these
of
little
stories,
flashbacks.
little like script,
yeah.
like screenplay stuff. Like if it was like put together, then like they have all the material to make like a bouncer movie to fill everything in.
Cat's Burger. I never noticed that on the stand before.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of burger.
The whole bunch.
Was there a grab button?
I don't know. I don't think so. That was one of the things. That was like grappling and fighting games.
But I mean, I figured Volt's style was all wrestling based, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Not that I remember.
yeah, I don't think they had grab.
I could grab the manual right now
Oh,
and
you
check
could.
it out. See if there's anything like that.
I'll just
Get
my
whale on.
ass kicked.
Yeah.
Be a little persuasive with my fists.
Change the mind.
Hey, let's talk about this. Fist to mouth. That's the only thing about Volt, though, is his defense is lacking.
Yeah, that's one of the things you need to level up.
Yeah. Take that, son.
The
Alright.
bouncer.
Alright, so, yeah, let's bump that
Defense.
defense up a little bit.
Yeah, remember R1.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Then you have
R1
to
is
save
your
up
block.
stuff to buy these.
Yeah,
other
yeah,
moves.
that's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
That stuff fucking changes
I
the
forgot
game,
about
man.
that, so,
like
yeah.
that's where the L1 and L2 buttons
That's right.
come into play.
Yeah.
You get to mix it up. I'm taking a gander here at the manual, see if
Take
there's
a
anything.
gander, see what you can find.
There's a lot of stuff that Oh shit! All right. So
goose is
Serenity
good
Rush
for the
is a
gander.
powerful
Mikado Special
3-character
Forces do
combination
here.
technique that can only be used in story mode.
Oh, yeah.
When the conditions are right,
Oh, yeah.
another character will signal. You press R2 button quickly.
What
you
is
will
it?
trigger a Trinity Rush. I have never done this.
I don't remember if I have. Oh, yeah, I remember that thing. That's important.
I think they'll like
Recognize
whistle or
that
something,
Black
and they'll.
Panther?
No.
Yes.
I'm completely missing out on the story, but
You are.
I'm just reading about this Trinity Rush feature.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. There's subtitles for a reason.
Yeah, Volt gets mixed up in some bad business.
What's wrong?
He's seen things.
Rent-a-cops.
Renacats.
Security is tight.
As expected.
We're running out of time. Then I guess we'll break through the front.
Yeah.
We are gonna have to figure out this fucking Trinity Rush thing.
I know.
And somebody's gonna
practice.
signal, and then you gotta hit R2, and then you do it.
Let us
Okay.
through if we tell
I
you.
wonder if I have to buy the skill for them before we
I
can...
don't think so. I think it's just like when somebody signals and you're near them,
Okay.
and you hit R2. I think. It's something I've never seen, and I've never really read the manual enough to like learn shit.
I guess I never really had to use it before.
Yeah, you kind of get used to just like wailing on people. There's a lot of like it's pretty in depth actually.
Yeah.
That's awesome. There's an ad for Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
That's awesome.
It wasn't too bad of a movie.
No, I thought it was a cool concept. It just
It's definitely they just kind of put Final Fantasy on
you
it.
shouldn't slap Final Fantasy.
But that's
in
how
the title.
that's how they got people to watch it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But then
I'm
that's
in a
how
hurry.
they got a lot of criticism too.
Yeah.
If they just presented it as a sci-fi.
If
then-
it was just called The Spirits Within, it would
Yeah,
be
it
pretty
would've been
rad.
fine.
And if
but
they were
then
just
you
like,
have this expectation.
I think
Yeah.
that's it.
Oh well. If you just look at it as a movie, you're like, ah,
I enjoyed it.
it's
I
pretty
thought
good.
It was fine.
I haven't seen it in a long time, and I needed to, check myself before I wreck myself. But hey, I couldn't imagine it being too bad, and I don't remember it being all that bad.
I mean, it wasn't a phenomenal movie. I'll admit that.
No.
I thought it was a
So
cool
we jump on the
concept.
train just as
At
it
least
starts
like
to
for
take
the
off.
CG to look as
You
good
hear
as
the
it
whistle,
did,
Start booking for the train.
it's pretty rad.
Don't miss your cue.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Yeah, who do you think you're talking to? You're talking to Volt Kruger.
Volt Kruger.
Volt Kruger.
You're gonna need
Yeah, I
more
don't
than
see
that
any
to stop
grappling,
me.
which is the main reason I pulled this up.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. Then. It's probably not even in there.
Nope. But oh well, we learned about the fucking Trinity Rush, which is way cooler than a grab, I'm assuming.
Yeah, take that.
Yeah, that whistle, I guess. I think it's whenever they taunt.
Oh, okay. Because when I pressed R2,
Because R2 is the taunt button,
yeah,
so I'm
it's just
assuming that's like them triggering it. I guess you just have to do it when you signal. I'm assuming the signal is the taunt. I don't know. Be something to look into for sure.
We'll get to it. And I guess I've been hogging the controller, so...
No, go for it, man. I actually played this pretty recently, doing an all Sion playthrough. So,
Oh, okay.
even if I'm just watching it, I'm cool on either way. However you want to do it. If you want to take a break at some point, let me play.
This is
That's
fine.
cool.
Actually, all
If you
things
just want to play
considered,
through it.
it's going a lot faster than I remember it.
Oh yeah, it's not a long game. It's just tough on the boss fight sometimes.
Oh yeah. And this one is particular to Volt. If I remember right, it's the chick with the pink hair, Echidna. Echidna.
Don't spoil it though. For those out there that haven't watched, but yeah, that is one of the characters. She fights like capoeira style.
Capoeira.
Capoeira.
Capoeira. That Bob's Burger episode.
I haven't seen that.
You should watch it.
I
It's
haven't
good.
watched enough Bob's Burgers.
You should.
Somehow.
You should. I've watched
Looks
all
like
3
there's
a lot of
seasons
show
of
I
Heather,
This thing's
and
probably
we
carrying
love it.
rocket fuel for that shuttle
Pretty
launch
good.
everyone's been talking about. You
From
think
what I've seen.
Dominique's on this train?
The special forces are the ones who kidnapped him.
Yeah.
Dominique's and Mikado.
This game's
by
like
now.
plot is pretty simple. It's like bad guy does bad
You seem to
things,
know a lot about this
steals your girl. You gotta go get the girl and stop the bad guy from doing bad things.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like
You know we're here.
After
like
that
pushing
mess
the
we did back there,
boundaries.
No,
of
but that's
storytelling,
the
but-
thing is like that's charming is like you can take a really simple plot, but what you do with it is what dictates. I feel like what makes it good.
Well, yeah, definitely for the gaming medium, I thought it was great.
Definitely nothing like this that I've ever seen. Still, years later.
I just prefer, honestly, I
15
prefer
years
something
later.
that's simple
We've got
but well
company.
done rather than something complicated but poorly
stowaways.
executed.
Oh, for
you
sure.
know?
Make sure
yeah.
you give them an appropriate welcome.
All right.
There's charm and simplicity. Look at those boobies.
Yeah,
bounce.
those mounts and